Christmas is the time in which we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Yet there are many people around the world that celebrate a man called Santa Claus, or also known as Saint Nicholas. Who is this person, and how did his story originate? Find out this and more on the Faith and Mystery Files. Santa Claus is a figure that is seen as a jolly older man who brings presents to good children all around the world. He's usually depicted as having a red coat and hat with white faux fur trim. He usually has a full-length white beard with a cheerful smile. He is even said to live in the North Pole with elves, a workshop, and his wife, Mrs. Claus. But where did this story originate from? In the year 280 AD, there was a baby born in Patara, Lycia, which is now known to be in Turkey. He was named Nicholas. It is said that as a child, he became an orphan due to an epidemic that took his parents. However, it is said that while they were alive, his parents raised him to be a strong Christian. After their death, Nicholas has a desire to learn more about Jesus. That is when he decided to take a pilgrimage to Palestine and even Egypt. During this time, he gave away much of his inheritance to the poor, sick, and those that were suffering. He gave gifts to those in need. When he returned to Lycia, it is said that he became a bishop in the town of Myra. During this time, he became well known for his generosity, compassion, and kindness. One of the most popular stories of his generosity was an incident that concerned dowries. The custom in those days for marriage was that the father was to give a dowry to the man in who his daughter was to marry. If a lady didn't have a dowry, she most likely wouldn't get married. As the account details, there was a man in the town of Myra that had 3 daughters. The family was poor and couldn't afford a dowry. On 3 separate occasions, or when each daughter was of age to marry, a bag of gold would be mysteriously found in a shoe or sock that was hanging near a window or fireplace to dry. In turn, other children would hang their stockings in hopes to receive a gift as well. Once each year, children would find oranges in their hanging stockings, around the same time the daughters had first received the dowries. During the time Nicholas was visiting churches and people outside of Myra, it is said that he may have suffered severe persecution for his faith in God. When Diocletian was Roman emperor, he was thought to have been thrown into prison. However, he was released from prison when Constantine the Great came into power. Nicholas continued to do many more kind deeds for families and children until his death in 343 AD. Saint Nicholas was revered for many years after his death. When the Great Reformation came about, Nicholas became largely forgotten throughout the region, except for in Holland. The true stories of Nicholas transformed into the figure of Santa Claus. Then, near the 17th century, as immigrants from among many countries around the world came to the Americas, the Dutch colonists brought with them the traditions and stories of Santa Claus. These stories quickly became accepted among these early American colonies, and as languages began to merge, Saint Nicholas, known as Santa Claus, soon became commonly known as Santa Claus. However, giving good gifts to good children and coal to bad children, no. These traditions and legends were added to the story of Saint Nicholas throughout the years. Other Santa Clauses were accompanied by evil figures, such as Pierre Fouettard from France or Belgium, and Krampus from Austria. These stories eventually took shape into one Christmas figure, Santa Claus. Even though the classic stories of Santa Claus are mostly fictitious, such as the elves and reindeer, we should not forget that there are numerous miracles that happen every year, especially around Christmas time. You never know what miracles you will encounter this Christmas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Faith and Mystery Files. You can check out previous episodes or send in your own true mystery stories. You can also let us know if there is a mystery that you would like us to investigate by filling out the form in the description box. Thank you again. Until next time, may God bless you.